So I've used Apple's leather cases on my iPhone 10, iPhone 13, and now iPhone SE. And over the years, this has become my favorite line of cases, and here's why. In this video, I'll be reviewing Apple's black leather case for the iPhone SE. I will go over its design, features, and will share my experience using previous Apple leather cases over the years. All of this to ultimately help you decide whether Apple's leather case is the case for you. Starting off with the unboxing, we get very simple and clean classic Apple packaging. On the front, we have a picture of the case and we can simply pull to open. Inside the box, we see the case, and immediately this looks very different from the midnight leather case from my iPhone 13. As well, this case is black, but I'll do some more comparisons in a bit. Beneath the case are some instructions for how to apply it, and it is good to see almost all paper packaging used for Apple's cases. So here I have my iPhone SE in midnight, and unlike the silicone case, which comes in midnight, the leather case comes in black, but I'll do some more color comparisons in a bit. Now, before I put the case onto the phone, I just want to show you the inside of the case. As we found with all of Apple's cases over the years, they feature this really nice microfibre lining on the inside. Now, not only does this look great, it actually serves a practical function too, and that is it will limit the risk of scratching or damaging your phone when taking the case on and off, as things like dust, pocket lint can build up in between the phone and the case over time. Alright, let's go ahead and put the case onto the phone here. So as the box suggests, we're going to go from top to bottom and then just push it on like so. Now, as with all of Apple's cases, we get a really tight and snug fit around the phone. In the hand, the fine leather texture feels really good to the touch, very supple and almost akin to that of a expensive leather wallet. You can see just how well this leather case pairs with my leather wallet as well as leather keychain. While I wouldn't consider this to be a slim case, considering that it is a leather case, it actually adds only minimal bulk to the phone. In terms of grippiness, it definitely adds more grip compared to the glass and aluminum on the iPhone, but will still comfortably slide in and out of your pocket. However, if grip is important to you, I would suggest looking at the silicone case, as this will provide more grip compared to the leather case. In terms of fingerprints, you basically get none on the leather cases. Now, in terms of the colors, I chose to go for the darkest color, in this case, of course, the black, and one of the reasons for this is also the way in which it patinas. Unlike the lighter colors, which will patina in a more obvious way, the black leather case does so in a more subtle way. Now, whether you want your case to patina as it ages over time will really come down to personal preference. I, however, like my cases to look new for as long as possible, and if you are the same, I would steer towards the darker colors, especially the black one. Looking around the display, you can see we get these raised edges, and this will keep the screen from touching a table when the phone is being placed down, even if you have a screen protector installed. Now, looking at the back of the case, you can see that the camera module on the iPhone SE doesn't protrude as much as it would on, say, the iPhone 13 or iPhone 13 Pros. And what this means is that the case itself is actually thick enough to ensure that the lens does not touch the table when it's being placed down. And this also eliminates the need for any additional raised edges going around the camera, and this allows for the back of the case to remain flat. So if you do have your phone on a table and you're typing on a desk, your phone won't wobble. The case is also fully compatible with wireless charging, and one of the things I especially like about Apple's leather cases is the buttons, as on these cases they are aluminum and they move freely from the case, which means you retain that clicky, tactile feedback that you would otherwise lose with a case. For example, the silicone case actually, because the buttons are made out of silicone, they're a little bit more softer to the touch, so if you want that clickiness, the leather case is definitely the way to go. Much like the silicone case for the iPhone SE, the bottom of the case is left entirely open. Now, I would have preferred for this to be closed just to provide that 360 all-around protection. Let's do a quick comparison to the midnight leather case from my iPhone 13, which I've used almost every day since launch. So this will give you an idea for how well the case has held up over time. First things first, let's look at the color. Now, of course, the leather case on the iPhone SE is black, whereas the leather case on the iPhone 13 is midnight. Now, I gotta say, both look good, but with a midnight colored phone, nothing pairs better than a midnight leather case. So I'm not sure why Apple didn't make it midnight, just like they did with the silicone case. Still, you can't go wrong with black. It is timeless and will likely complement your other accessories like your wallet very well. Let's talk about durability. I've had the midnight leather case on my iPhone 13 for almost every day over the past 7 months. Now, I want to be clear, these cases are not built to protect against high impact falls. Instead, they are more meant to protect from day-to-day wear while looking good and also feeling good in hand. All of that said though, I think the leather case on my iPhone 13 has held up very well. The only signs of wear that show are some slight variations in the shine/texture of the leather around the areas where my hand grips the phone. This is natural as the leather ages and patinas over time. There are a few very small chips on the bottom right corner of the case, and this actually happened when dropping my phone from waist height onto concrete corner first. And to be honest, I'm actually surprised there wasn't more damage from this fall. Other than that, the leather has no significant marks, tears, or scratches. In fact, smaller scratches from keys or pocket chains will actually rub off and disappear on their own over time. Overall, I am very happy with the way the leather case has held up on my iPhone 13, and I expect no less from the black leather case on the iPhone SE. This all sounds good, so are there any downsides? Well, there's one: price. Coming in at $45, these cases are not cheap, especially when you think about the fact that the iPhone SE is a more affordable phone compared to the iPhone 13 or 13 Pro, meaning that that ratio between the cost of the case and the phone is even greater in this case. However, if you're looking for a case that preserves and I think adds to the quality feel of the phone, then I highly recommend Apple's leather case line. Let me know if you have any questions. If you haven't seen them yet, I highly recommend watching my iPhone SE review and my iPhone SE silicone case review as well, perhaps to compare to the leather case. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If this video helped you out, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to see more content like this in the future. Take care.